guys, welcome back to my channel. And for those of you who are new to my channel, my name is Haley and I'm currently working and living here in Malta. So if you guys want to know more about on how to apply for work permit here in Malta, all you have to do is just please stay tuned in my channel. Guys, we'll talk about work permit because since I'm seeing a lot of questions on my comment section box and asking about work permit, so I figured to basically create a separate video about it. So without further ado, let's just get on the video. So yun na nga guys, so back in 2017 July when I got hired from a company here in Malta, so they asked me to send some requirements which actually is needed for them to apply for work permit on my behalf since I am not physically here yet in Malta. So they asked for a copy of my CV, which is my curriculum vitae, my cover letter, my NBI copy clearance, and 2 pieces ID, passport, copy size, yeah, white background of course, you know the drill. My passport copy and my background. So I did hire a company to do a background check on my behalf as it is a financial service company who hired me, or it's a bank, so it's needed for my end. So apart from that, they told me that the processing would take for about like 4 weeks usually, but it took for like 2 months before, yeah, it took 2 months before the approval letter was released. So that was in around mid-September when I received a copy via email of my letter of work permit approval. That is. So the second step that I needed to do at that time is actually to look for an agency, because I know that direct hire will be banned effectively by October, which means that I needed to get an agency, and my company is actually, they do not have any clue on how is the employment processing like in the Philippines. So, and what I did is actually, as what I've said in my previous video, if you haven't watched it yet, you can try to search for it. But I did actually contact the consulate here in Malta and send them an email on what is the next thing to do, because my employer is kind of like they don't have any clue or puzzled about the processing of hiring Filipinos abroad, and it's their first time. So she did refer me to an agency which is Sandway in the Philippines to help me process the papers, and same as the agency here in Malta, which is CBS, who will help my employer on what are the next steps to do, in which they did. So going back to that, as soon as I arrived in Malta, what I did is actually I completed the remaining documents, which is also on the Identity of Malta website. So nandun siya lahat kasama ng iba pang requirements, including the approval letter. You have to have the original approval letter, and you have to guard it as if your life depends on it, okay? Because it is needed, and you cannot apply an ID, or you cannot get your physical ID, or you cannot go further or go on to the second step on applying for your work permit visa or your work permit ID, not unless you have that letter, okay? Because that letter will cost you for about like 280 euros. So of course you don't want to pay and wait again for how many months, right? Yeah, so you know, as soon as I arrived here, I did submit the remaining documents, including the approval letter, and it took for only about like 7 days before my ID got released, okay? Because that letter will just be good for 6 months, I believe. So there is an expiration for that. So kung wala pa yung ID mo at malapit nang ma-expire sa letter, you have to go to Identity of Malta just for them to extend it, okay? Because it's not your fault kung wala pa siya, kung matagal, diba? Pero I'm not really sure if there's an additional fee about it. So yun. So going back naman, kung ikaw naman ay nandito na or mag-transition ka, naisip mo, paano kaya pag if I'm going to move to another company once I'm in Malta or what have you. So if you're here, it will take for about like 4 months before the letter, 3 to 4 months before the letter will be released. It's just the letter, guys. And mind you, you cannot start working from your new company now unless you have the physical ID. So that's how strict they are here, which means that you cannot really like leave your current job not unless you have that work permit or physical ID, right? Because again, it's 4 months. It's 4 months of waiting. It's like forever. But yeah, so after 4 months or 3 to 4 months, once you have received the letter, you have to submit the termination letter from Job Plus, in which you should receive na katunayan, or it's a proof that you are no longer connected with your previous company and you are allowed now to work on this new company, blah blah, what have you. So it's all in the website. You can visit Job Plus about it. You can search on Google. So yeah, and after none, I think it took for only like 2 weeks. It took 2 weeks before my physical ID finally arrived. So yun lang, guys. And I think I just shared based on my own experience. So if you guys have your own experience, you could feel free to share it on the comment section box so we could help the other or our fellow Filipinos who has or who is actually on the same situation, most especially if they're just waiting for their work permit. So it's really going to take time, but I'm telling you it's going to be worth it, and most especially once you're here, because the good thing about here is just that it's part of European Union, you know, it's part of the Schengen countries. So you can go on holiday on the nearby countries, Italy, Slovenia, Slovakia, France, Switzerland. So that's the perks of working in Europe. Plus it's in euro, guys. It's the exchange rate, right? So everything will be worth it. And that's it today. I hope I was able to give you enough information that you needed about work permit. I'm sorry if I speak in English most of the time, because I feel like I'm more comfortable in speaking in this language, but I'll try my best to, of course, still provide your responses as much as I can if you have any questions. And that's it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for subscribing to my channel. I hope you guys or I wish you guys good luck, and I hope you'll be here soon, and always take care. God bless. Bye bye. Mwah.